Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
So much for building 200,000 affordable starter homes, as the Conservatives pledged amid much fanfare in their manifesto back in 2015. 4 years on, it turns out not one single home has been built. Simon Brown has more.
I was present at the sale of the millionth council house to a lovely family with 2 children who could at last call their home their own.
For over 30 years, increasing home ownership has been the obsession of successive governments.
OK, Andy, here you go. The keys.
But for a generation, the opposite has happened. And the more challenging it has become to own a house, the more promises that have been made by politicians to help. This was David Cameron in 2015.
If you've worked hard and saved, I don't want you just to have a roof over your head. I want you to have a roof of your own.
At the heart of this 2015 Conservative election promise to help first-time buyers was a plan for 200,000 so-called starter homes, sold at a 20% discount and aimed solely at first-time buyers under 40. £2.3 billion was committed to get the programme going. 5 years later, how many have been built? According to the National Audit Office, the answer is 0. The Phantom project had billions allocated, but shifts in policy led funds to being used in other areas, which the government claim have been effective. They say the number of first-time buyers is currently at an 11-year high, and that they've supported hundreds of thousands into home ownership. But the number privately renting continues to increase. Has government failed and hit a brick wall on housing? The challenge posed by the housing crisis is huge. There are millions of people paying more than they can afford in private rents, and there are many who want to own but can't. And it's this landscape that may have a huge impact on the election to come.
At the 2017 election, we were seeing this increasingly large group of private renters feeling very discontented, trying to hold the government to account for the fact that they simply had not delivered. And I think we were seeing that housing as an issue really coming to the fore, and those renters being a very significant group who could turn the tide of an election.
A lot has changed since this era. In the last decade alone, the number of private renters has increased by almost 2/3 due to the cost of ownership and the loss of social homes. House building is happening, but the fear is many private renters are not benefiting, and some data suggests they can make a difference in the election. So what will the main parties offer them? And with promises like the Conservative starter homes never even getting off the ground, will voters believe them?
Simeon Brown reporting.